Hello everybody, in this video we will present our warehouse management system final project. Before that, let me introduce. We are from group 7 that consists of me, Otniel Pinardi, Satrio Widiktyo, Rengga Diki, Safira Nerisa, and also Shirley Tanjung. This was the background from our project. In the globalization era, warehouse have a responsibility and function to keep efficient and also effective their work to have customer trust and increase company value. There is some problem that have been found at CV Bumi Makmur, and we make it as problem formulation. First of all, it's about how to evaluate all of the waste in CV Bumi Makmur warehouse, then how to decrease all of the waste that has been done in CV Bumi Makmur warehouse, and the last one is how to implement a lean warehouse of CV Bumi Makmur. This is the purpose. The purpose from this research is to have a knowledge all kind of waste that produced by CV Bumi Makmur warehouse. Then to analyze and identify high value waste and also how we can decrease the waste. Benefit for the writer and also for the company. For the writer, in implementing lean warehouse, it will help the company to do waste evaluation and also give some real experience in the real world how to implement 5S method to reduce time consumption and cost. Meanwhile, for the company, they have a knowledge what things can harm the company and also find a solution, also ways to prevent problems arising from the warehouse. Problem scope. This research is conducted for all of employee that have a position at CV Bumi Makmur warehouse. And then activity time in warehouse must no exceed activity time before implementing lean warehouse. And then limitation using 5S method in order to minimize activity in warehouse. Assumption in this report. So this report have an assumption that all of the activity in the warehouse process is done manually without using material handling as it support.
Concept description. In warehouse is the concept that is used in product warehouse at CV Bumi Makmur. In warehouse is a principle in the identifying and eliminating waste in operation. Warehouse definition. In general, warehouse have function to keep and store all kind of product that is produced and has a large or small storage unit that has a certain period of time when stored, as well as maintain the product until the product issue for the customer. Type of warehouse. Number one, raw material and component warehouse. Number two, VEP warehouse. Number three, finished good warehouse. Number four, distribution warehouse and center. Number five, fulfillment warehouse and center. Six, local warehouse. And seven, value added service. Warehouse function. Receiving, pre-packaging, put-away, storage, order packing, packaging and pricing, sortation, utilizing and shipping, cross-docking, replenishing. Benefit of warehouse. Consolidation, pick pack and cross-dock, processing or postponement, stockpiling, spot stock, assortment, and mixing. Some principle in a warehouse. One, popularity. The principle of ordering the goods in the warehouse is based on popularity is if the incoming and outgoing goods are the same point and also the frequency speed is divided into fast rotation, medium moving, and slow moving. Number two, similarity. The principle of arranging goods in the warehouse based on similarity if is that if the goods are the same goods that must be placed in the same area so that the time for picking up goods will be faster. Number three, size. The principle of arranging the goods in the warehouse based on size is done by placing the goods according to size. Number four, characteristic. The principle of organizing the goods in the warehouse is based on the characteristic of the material being stored. Number five, space utilization. The principle of organizing goods that is made so that the use of space is maximized.
Now I will explain about waste in warehouse. They are transport, inventory, movement, waiting, overproduction, overprocessing, and defect. The first is transportation. Transportation is a form of waste that occurs due to poor facility layout, resulting product moving, raw materials, and etc. is less efficient. The second one is inventory. Inventory is a form of waste that occurs due to finished goods, work in process, and raw materials from the start until finish. The third is motion. Motion is a form of waste that occurs due to employee motion as well as inefficient use of facilities and doesn't provide any value added to the product. The fourth is waiting. Waiting is a form of waste that occurs when employee and the facility doesn't do their works in the working hours. And the next is overproduction. Overproduction is a form of waste that occurs due to overproduction from finished goods as well as work in process, even though the amount of goods that has been ordered by the consumer is little. The next is overprocessing. Overprocessing is a form of waste that occurs due to some of the process is done, but doesn't provide value added to the product. And the last one is defect. Defect is a form of waste that occurs due to bad quality or defect in the product that needs to be repaired.
Okay, to reduce waste from the waste that has been described before from the production process, then can do repair by using 5S. 5S is Seri, Saiton, Seiso, Seiketsu, and Shitsuke. Seri is activity to remove the unnecessary item, so the item in the working space is the item that is needed for working activity are useful to reduce wasting time when picking up goods. Saiton implement that everything has to be placed according to the position that has been set until it's ready to use when needed. Seton can be grouped by grouping according to batch, using palette from structure, and providing using borderline to facilitate the search from the necessary time. Seiso is an activity that clean the tools and working space until all of the working tools are maintained in a good shape. Seiketsu is activity that maintain personal hygiene as well as obey all the three P's above. And the last, Shitsuke is keeping every employee self-disciplined in carrying out all 5S P's, which is useful to make the operator able to be consistent while working. Fishbone diagram usually can be used when we want to identify the possibility from the problem or find the source of the problem. It can be seen, this fishbone diagram look like a fishbone consisting of the main factor detail. It's a problem. Kaizen is a continuous improvement. Strategy continuous improvement or increasing sustainable. Kaizen in an organizational environment involve all the employee in all level proactively.
Research method. Research method is the way thinking pattern of lean to make better process time. We use big picture mapping, fishbone, 5S, to identify and make real solution for warehouse. For warehouse, if there is no change in process time, we repeat again 5S and make another 5S solution until we get the change of process time. Research step. This picture is our research step.
The research step started from observation, problem identification, goal set, literature review, data collection, data processing and analyze, conclusion and suggestion for improvement. For initial observation, the observation college student do a direct research to know the plot of warehouse. This observation to find the ways and in order to know the process flow, so big picture mapping can be made. Problem identification, there are few problems of this warehouse. Uh, the problem is the overproduction cause a bad storage. When the production increase, the storage is easily full of space. And also the workers is work not effective and not efficient. Other that, the layout is bad and there is no modern tool for replacement. The data collection. The data collection is using big picture mapping, distribute questionnaire to worker, collect production data, and time process in the warehouse. In this phase, the student will analyze what makes the waste can happen. Other that, analyze the failure at that time and also identify how much the change of time process before and after applicate 5S method. Conclusion. The conclusion is basically from the data analyze and the suggestion to improve for the company. Based on weighted waste questionnaire, there are two major ways that must be eliminated immediately is overproduction and defects. Overproduction cause bad production process, make unbalanced production flow. Waste defect cause the FIFO system is not running well and not using pallet. For storage, 5S method reduce from 13 ways to 3 ways and time processing reduced by 3 hours, 10 minutes, and 35 seconds. So yeah, that's all the presentation. Thank you.